Have you ever stopped to think about how access to education really shapes things? Not just for individuals, but, the whole global skills picture.
Yeah, it's fundamental.
Exactly. So today we're doing a deep dive into how advanced tech isn't just like a cool gadget. It's actually breaking down barriers in education, creating huge opportunities, really, all over the world.
Right. We've got some fascinating sources lined up that show this in action.
You do.
And our mission basically is to explore this program, EON Learn for Life. We're going to unpack, its history, what it actually does, and its kind of impact it's having.
From vocational skills in Africa to AI talent globally, right?
Precisely. So by the end of this, you listening should have a really good handle on it. Think of it as a shortcut to getting informed on this pretty amazing topic. Lots of surprises in here, too.
Definitely some aha moments, I think. Okay, let's unpack this then. What's the core belief, the why behind it all?
Well, at its heart, the EON Learn for Life program operates on this powerful idea. Knowledge is a human right.
Okay, strong statement.
It is. And it wasn't just talk. This led directly to launching the Knowledge Bit initiative. That was back in November 2015.
Right, I remember reading about that at the UNIDO forum.
Exactly, the UNIDO ICID Forum in Vienna. And KnowledgeBit basically made EON's huge library of learning apps super affordable for students in developing countries, really putting that knowledge is a human right idea into practice.
Okay, and here's where it gets really interesting, I thought. The affordability. Our sources talk about a monthly subscription to EON Creator AVR for the local price of what? A soft drink?
In developing nations, that's the goal.
That's genuinely revolutionary, isn't it?
It really is. And EON Creator AVR is key to that. It's billed as the world's largest VR library for knowledge transfer.
How large are we talking?
Over 7,000 applications.
Yeah.
So this massive resource becomes accessible, directly enabling learning at these incredibly low-cost levels. It opens doors for so many people.
Okay, so you have this powerful philosophy, this affordable platform, but where does the rubber meet the road? How does this translate into actual, real-world projects, especially thinking about places like Africa you mentioned earlier?
That's where their experience comes in. EON has been doing this for, well, over 20 years, supporting education with advanced tech.
Right.
And they've covered a huge range of topics, award-winning stuff on malaria, water sanitation, HIV/AIDS, even mine safety, sustainable energy, road safety, a really diverse background.
So they bring that deep experience to these partnerships.
Exactly. And what's fascinating, as you said, is how these partnerships tackle really critical needs, practical skills, sustainable development, not just theory.
So give us an example.
Okay, well, take the LKDF Interact project in Ethiopia.
LKDF Interact. Okay.
Yeah, this was about providing diesel engine operation training, specifically for the Vocational Training Center there.
In the end.
UNIDO's goal was pretty clear. Build up a reliable pool of skilled labor, create actual jobs for young Ethiopians, very direct impact.
Makes sense. And you mentioned Morocco, too.
Yes, the H2O Maghreb project, another partnership with UNIDO and LKDF. This one focused on unsustainable water management practices in Morocco, a huge issue there.
Water management, right. Complex problem.
Definitely. So the project addressed several things: closing knowledge gaps, boosting employment access, really nurturing professionals in advanced water tech, and sharing best practices.
How did they do that? Was it just training courses?
No, much more embedded. They set up a fully equipped training hub right inside the main 1U training center in Rabat.
Integrated.
Yeah, and developed 23 training modules: wastewater treatment, drinking water, operations, maintenance, all part of a nationally accredited curriculum.
Nationally accredited. Okay. That's important for sustainability.
Absolutely. And the results were tangible. 10 local trainers got their skills upgraded. They trained 4 groups of young Moroccans, 94 trainees total, plus another 164 professionals already in the field. And they didn't stop there. Lots of outreach, webinars, trying to replicate this hub model elsewhere in Morocco and the region, really building capacity.
That's impressive, seeing that kind of deep local capacity building, not just a fly-in, fly-out training. Was there anything particularly maybe surprising about how that project unfolded?
I think perhaps how quickly that accredited curriculum became a self-sustaining engine. It wasn't just a one-off boost. It genuinely built long-term capability within Morocco itself. that was really successful.
Right. Okay, so we see the impact on vocational skills, on critical infrastructure like water. How does technology like XR and VR fit into the broader picture, digital transformation, entrepreneurship?
They're really foundational for that next step. A great example is the IDC Morocco project.
IDC.
Interactive Digital Center. This was a big 5-year project, ran from 2019 to 2024, partnered with USAID and Moroccan groups,
Okay.
and it used XR technology specifically to push Morocco's digital transformation and economic growth.
How so? What did that look like?
Well, it directly boosted skills and employability for young people and professionals. It supported new tech startups. And importantly, it also championed gender equality and inclusion in the digital economy, using XR as the tool.
Interesting. And you mentioned South Africa earlier, too.
Yeah, a couple of key initiatives there. The TSH1 IDC, that's a partnership with the city of Tshwane, focused specifically on growing VR in South Africa, fostering those vocational skills, technical training.
Mm-hmm.
And then there's a really transformative partnership with the Good Work Foundation, GWF. They're a nonprofit doing amazing innovative education work.
GWF, okay.
Through a distributor called SkillStrain, they're basically embedding cutting-edge VR and AR tech into GWF's digital learning campuses in rural South Africa, completely redefining rural education possibilities.
Wow, bringing VRR to rural campuses. That's powerful. Any other examples like these IDCs?
Yes, the IDC in the Dominican Republic, similar model, set up in the Parque Cibernetico de Santo Domingo.
Like a tech park.
Exactly. It got grants from the Inter-American Development Bank, local investment, plus support from EON's Learn for Life program itself. The whole point. Train locals in VR and AR development. Create those high-skill, high-paying digital jobs right there.
So these projects, these IDCs, they paint a really vivid picture of impact over time. How does all that history, all those partnerships feed into what Learn for Life is doing, like right now? What's the current mission?
Good question. The current mission really pulls all that together. It's about fundamentally shattering educational inequality.
Shattering inequality, how?
Through grants for this cutting-edge tech, spatial AI, XR software, it's about democratizing education, truly. Giving students, regardless of background, access to these really interactive, effective learning tools.
So it's access, but more than just tools.
Oh yeah, much more. There's a huge focus on nurturing entrepreneurship, empowering young people not just to consume knowledge, but to be creators, to build things in this, global marketplace of ideas.
Right. And the vocational skills piece is still central too.
Absolutely. Using immersive tech makes vocational training way more efficient, cheaper, and crucially relevant to today's jobs. When you think about it, you hear figures like 7 million jobs unfilled in the U.S. alone because of skills gaps.
Wow, 7 million.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So this directly addresses that. And they're not just doing it alone. There's a big call to action out there.
To who?
To universities, industry leaders, governments, basically saying, let's work together, integrate this tech in classrooms, offer scholarships, align corporate training with this platform, amplifying the impact.
It sounds very holistic. There's that quote from Anna Lajerskar, the president of EON Learn for Life, that really seems to capture this bigger vision, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does. It connects the tech to the ethics, the culture.
She says, at Learn for Life, we believe technology should elevate humanity, not erode its values, culture, or opportunities. That really stands out.
It does. She goes on, our mission is to spark a movement that empowers young minds to think with clarity, act with purpose, and harness AI and XR as tools for building a thriving, value-driven future.
Value-driven future.
By instilling cultural awareness, ethical vision, and the skills to innovate responsibly, we equip tomorrow's leaders to ride on the best of what humanity has created and carry it forward into a more successful, united future.
That's quite a mission statement. Very powerful. Okay, so beyond these big projects and the overall mission, how are they actually, cultivating the people, the next wave of talent needed for all this?
Right. That brings us to their global internship program, which is pretty unique.
An internship program. Tell me more.
So they launched this back in 2020. It was actually a response to the pandemic lockdown.
Oh, cool.
The idea was to support talented young people around the world, give them real hands-on experience, make them more employable in this new landscape.
And has it been successful?
Seems so. The numbers are impressive. Over 500 students have gone through it so far.
500 globally. Wow. What do they actually do? What skills do they get?
It's pretty comprehensive. They get real-world skills, obviously, but also developing critical thinking, problem solving, specifically for this AI-driven era we're entering.
So future-proofing their skills.
Exactly. They get training on leading AI tools, real AI mastery, international exposure, working in a global team. and even direct customer interaction. So they come out with like 3 to 6 months of solid work experience for their CVs.
That sounds valuable, but you said it was unique.
Yeah, I think what really sets it apart is the entrepreneurship opportunity.
Okay.
Interns aren't just doing assigned tasks. They're actively encouraged, empowered even, to develop their own projects, their own business concepts.
Really? Like mini startups within the internship?
Kinda. It pushes them to think like innovators. They do deep research. How could XR revolutionize history teaching?
Right.
Could you build AR overlays for classrooms? That kind of thing.
So they're applying the tech creatively.
Yes, and driving edtech innovation.
Hmm.
Maybe designing AI tutors or VR for people with disabilities or gamified learning platforms. Practical application of everything they're learning.
What does the actual training cover then? Beyond just the tech.
It's broad. Of course, the cutting-edge XR and AI for knowledge transfer in education and enterprise, but also how to create a business plan, how to research entrepreneurial opportunities, even an intro to HR practices, and using all the latest AI tools from EON's own suite.
So it's technical skills plus business acumen plus practical application.
You got it. And the certification process backs this up. Detailed guides, theory, practical presentations, even sales techniques. They want interns to deeply understand the tech and the methodology behind it, preparing them for, complex roles.
It sounds incredibly thorough, more than just a typical internship.
Definitely seems that way.
Okay, so as we kind of pull back and wrap up this deep dive, it feels like we've seen a really layered approach here from EON Learn for Life, using immersive tech, AI, all aimed at democratizing education and getting people ready for the future job market globally.
Absolutely. And the impact, it's not just about one person getting a skill, is it? It's about communities moving towards sustainability, towards economic growth. It really does circle back to that core idea, knowledge as a human right put into action.
It really does. So a final thought for you, our listener, to maybe chew on. Thinking about all this,
Yeah.
how could these kinds of immersive technologies and AI change your own learning? Or maybe how could they help bridge skills gaps in your community, outside of formal schools even? What role could you perhaps play in this evolving world of accessible, innovative education?
Good question to ponder.
Indeed. Thank you for joining us on this deep dive into what really looks like the future of learning.